Hey everybody, welcome to another video. This is an update video for February, hopefully coming out at the end of February. Yeah, now what's been happening? Now for the three of you who constantly follow the channel and are wondering when new videos come out, you notice that we haven't put in a video now for almost like 3 weeks, and there's a reason for that. What happened was we one of the well, there's no nice way to put it. The laptop died that I was doing my videos on, where I do my rendering on. Now a lot of my videos are done on a laptop and not on my phone, and because of that, when something like that goes dead, um, everything's halted. Now there were two videos that were being done at the time. Now when I brought the laptop to the store, they told me that all the information on the hard disk is gone. It's all burnt. So that's horrible because that means the WIP or work in progress videos that I was doing have to be reshot. And also, I had to find the funds to fix the laptop. I just need to get a new hard disk, or liquid SSD. I think for the laptop. So that took a little bit of time. Now the channel doesn't really make any money at the moment. So because of that, when something like this happens, funds have got to come from somewhere else. So that took a little bit of time. In fact, this video is currently being edited on a friend's laptop, simply because we haven't gotten the funds together to do this. But hey, it should be done soon enough, and we'll be back to doing videos regularly. We have a couple of videos, like I said, the ones I've already like shot, but I have to reshoot. But I have an idea of how I want to do them now, because when you do a video the first time around, you're searching for what works, and then once you're doing the editing, you're just, I should have done this, should have done that, and now that's kind of cool because now when I reshoot the new video, there will be things which I wanted to add on, which I will, right? So that's what's happening with the update. So very very sorry to some of you guys who've actually asked me when the new videos are coming out. Simply because, again, the hard disk died, and yeah, it's gonna take a while for it to be up and running again. Okay, so what's new? What did I like over the last, like, month or couple of months? I wanted to update this in the previous update, but I totally forgot to. But I'm going to do it right now. So, Gundam Assemble is coming out. Is it Gundam Assemble? Yeah, it's a Gundam tabletop game, which is like, ooh, it's exciting. For me, I know there was a couple of boys locally who actually wanted to write a Gundam tabletop game. I think they did, and in fact, I think they got a terrain from me from does it drop ship armada, that the cardboard terrain set. Yeah, they got it for me because they wanted to make a Gundam game. I don't know what happened to that. I'm not really so sure. But having said that, Bandai has announced that they'll be releasing a Gundam Assemble soon. um no, not really soon, 2026. So that means I and guys who like Gundam have got to wait like another year, more or less, before Gundam Assemble comes along. This is interesting because about, I think, 5 6 years ago, a lot of Gundam stores here in Malaysia started stocking Warhammer, right? And it was interesting because previously they were only concentrating on either Gundam or the Plamo C, plastic models, right? But 5 6 years ago, or maybe more, they started stocking a lot of Warhammer stuff, and you walk into a Gunpla store or Plamo store, and you see a lot of the new releases from Warhammer, right? I thought it was really interesting. I thought it was a nice way to bridge both hobbies, the plastic modeling hobby and the tabletop gaming hobby. But this will probably cement it, actually, because it's released by Gundam Bandai. This basically means that all the stores stocking Gundam will probably carry this, and that's fantastic because it means more folks can get into the hobby. Now, what they also did is they actually released a teaser video. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a look at the teaser very, very quick. All right. So as you can see, dude, it's a great start. Yeah, yeah. I think it looked like it's 20, 30, 35 maybe mm or maybe 28, but I think it's slightly bigger than 28 mm. It looks it's like slightly bigger, biggish. Okay, so that's a D10. So it's either the game's going to be percentile based or it's going to be based around a D10, which is interesting choice actually, to be honest. Considering how probably people in the store would probably be playing Warhammer before that, so it's D6, and then to move to D10. I think that's an interesting choice to go for D10, maybe. And also, as you can see, it's got a hex base, which doesn't make it a simple kind of game. In fact, Battletech uses hex bases, hex mats, right, to move the figures around, and that doesn't make the game any simpler. In fact, there's opportunities for a little bit more complexity because of removing the whole measuring and stuff like that, accuracy and stuff like that. So I think that's really, really cool. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I think also if you look at part of the teaser video, I think the miniatures will come unpainted. So I think you'll have to paint the figures. I mean, there's an image of a Gundam in gray, and then you paint it, right? Which is which will be unique. I'm not so sure how many folks in the Gundam world will be interested in painting their figures. I know there are a lot of folks who do modding. But as for painting, I'm not so sure. But this is a good sign because Valio actually has a range of paints. The for mecha paints, right? Which are very, very nice. So I think those will actually move because of this game. Moving along, we have let me see now. We got our orders of Wargames Atlantic's the grand battle scale models. First off, I want to say the covers, the box art is it's not so great, but who cares about the box art when you get this much of figures inside, right? Uh, like the Ashigaru set has 328 figures. That's a whole lot of figures, but of course they'll be done in strips, right? So if you've actually been you playing or painting epic battles from Warlord, this should not be so strange. Yeah, okay. So just have a look at this real quick. Yep. So yeah, the figures look relatively nice. I'm looking forward to at some point cracking one open. I'm not so sure when. So for the Ashigaru set, right? The foot soldiers, it's 328 hard plastics, and for the samurai, it's 224 hard plastics. I think this is kind of cool. Wargames, I think starting a whole new scale at I think 10 mm, which is cool. I mean, the good thing about historical figures is you buy it once and then you can play a different all the different rule set with it. I mean, it's just how historicals work. Is now the big issue is whether you want to change the scale or get new scales and stuff like that. I know some folks who are very scale loyal. Like for example, I know some guys who play with World War II who want to stick to the just playing 20 mm. Maybe it's the nostalgia thing from Matchbox figures, releasing plastic 20 mm figures. Maybe it's that. I know some folks who really enjoy the Warlord games as 28 mm figures. So this is again up to what works for you. But having a new scale in town is great. And again, unlike certain rule sets, you can use these figures for a whole lot of different rules. I think if you were to be smart about basing these, you could actually play a DBA and maybe like even DBMM with the same figures, which will be cheap, right? If you consider how much 15 mm figures are going for, and 10 mm, 15 mm. To be absolutely honest, is it's not a huge difference. Slight, but on tabletop, if both the guys are playing using 10 mm, not a big difference. But again, a new addition to the set which I think is kind of cool. Speaking of Wargames Atlantic, what's happened is they've actually redone their Vox Populi uh, thing. Now, one of the things I really like about Wargames Atlantic is Vox Populi. Why? Because they've got this thing where previously the previous model was you pay £5, and what happens is you're able to recommend a set that you want to see made, and you're given a chance to vote on one of the many different recommendations that people have made, right? So if you were to go to the Wargames Atlantic site a few months ago, there'd be a whole lot of lists, and you use your $5 voucher vote to vote on one of those. So that was very, very interesting because this £5 would actually be credited to your order later, right? So you're basically paying forward to your order before getting it. I thought that was a great idea. In fact, keeping an eye on what's happening at Wargames Atlantic is also exciting because you never know what you're gonna get, right? And I like that randomness of Wargames Atlantic. They could increase their world ablaze, which is the World War II stuff. They could easily increase, their ancient stuff. We just don't know where it's gonna come from, and of course they also have their fantasy ranges. That's kind of cool. So, but what they did now is what they've done is they've actually redone their Vox Populi. So they're calling this Vox Populi 2. And what that basically means is now what you do now is you head on over to Vox Populi and you enter your email address, right? And once you enter your email address, you're able to vote on a whole lot of on the list that they provide for you, right? And I've been looking at the list, and there's some stuff in there which is I think is really cool to have, or I wish a manufacturer would make, and they're making it. I mean, there's the peasants two set, or is it the partisans two set, which is female partisan guys, female partisan fighters. Pretty much like the way how Stargrave is doing it with the box two sets, which are all like female, right? And then they've got like a whole lot of different ranges. You got farm animals. I think you can actually vote on farm animals. So what you do now is you head on over to Wargames Atlantic, and then you put your email in, and then once you've done that, you can actually vote. They say you can only vote once per email, but you can put it for as many as you want. So that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool because that helps Wargames Atlantic make new kits, right? And let me just say, over the past like few months, new kits have been flying off the Wargames Atlantic shelves, production line onto my shelves and flying off just as fast, right? And I'd like to think that this is because of the variety that they have, right? Now, it's not people who want to play different periods, or even people who are trying to play games which are miniature agnostic, right? Have a place to go to look for the different sources. And because all these ranges follow a certain standard scale, because there's a slight difference between different 28 figures, right, in terms of scale. Now there's a pretty much a standard that you can actually like swap. So for folks who like kit bashing, this seems to be one of those companies uh, uh, that are doing it quite right. So you can actually take some of the World War One stuff and add it to perhaps some of the Chinese boxer stuff, and kit bash whatever figure you want to make, right, for whatever game you want to play. I think that's really, really cool, and that's one of the reasons why I'm quite a fanboy when it comes to Wargames Atlantic. So yeah, I think that's really, really cool. So apart from that, we've been running a lot of Halo demos at the store, and I like to say that it's really cool and really fast. I when the Halo set started hitting all of the YouTubers, they were saying, oh, they were calling it Game of the Year 2024. I was like, no, surely not. But I got my set in November, and we've been running games. I can see why they call it Game of the Year. The game is really fast. It's very, very, very quick. Games that we play for demos are in a smaller area and with lesser figures. So we've had guy come in, and they were like, and he was, oh, is that it? But yeah, of course it is. It's just a demo. But when you expand the playing area and you put more terrain on it, and you've got all this different bits, you've got the weapon pickups and stuff like that. You got your new equipment stuff, and you're not playing with just two in the demo. You play with four in the main game. I've actually had two games using the full extended rules, and I'm telling you, it's different. The game is absolutely different. So I think what Mantic has done with Halo, it's kind of cool. They made a game which is really, really fast, really, really quick. However, I must say though, the first time you start playing with the extended rules and start incorporating all these different weapons, the game slows down considerably because you're trying to figure out what does this do again, or what does it mean. But it speeds up after that, right? It speeds up really, really quick because once you get used to the figures, what you're picking up, you just speed up. I mean, it's like playing the FPS, right? The first time you play it, I think it'll be a bit slow, and then once you know what you're picking up, right? Things will get much much faster. So yeah, I think the game is quite good. I can see why it's people are calling it Game of the Year 2024. I wouldn't call it Game of the Year 2024, but I would say it's one of the really really good ones. Folks who got the game for Christmas actually were playing the game within like 15 minutes of cracking it open. In fact, one of the demos I did with my good friend Danny, uh, from the time we entered the demo area with my box, and to the time the game was over, it took us 20 minutes. That's how fast it was. That's how fast the game was. I mean, that means I got in, cracked open the box, put everything out, and I did the demo and taught him how to play. 20 minutes. So I think that's really good. That's really good for the miniature gaming hobby. I mean, of course, it's not as complex in terms of rules. Like some of the games I carry, those ones, 30 minutes and you just scratch the surface on how to play the game, right? But for this one, it's kind of cool because it's quick, it's fast, and the gameplay is quick and fast. So yeah, that's pretty much Halo. So that's pretty much the roundup for this month. Not much, but hopefully, if something interesting happens in March, then there will be a March update. Or if nothing happens, then I hope the laptop gets fixed. In which case, will our videos will resume as normal. So let's keep our fingers crossed right there. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the update. Thanks for supporting me all these years. We've started a new year. It's 2025. I'm looking forward to a whole lot of different videos, and I'm hoping to share them with you this year. So, as always, don't forget to enjoy painting those figures.